It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Sullivan's Brewing Company. This is a bottle of their Maltings Irish Ale. Brewing is in our blood, 5% ABV. There's a look at it. It's interesting because it's got a red label. It's almost like you want to say, and I think it's very clever branding this, it's almost like you want to say Irish Red Ale. But it's Maltings Red Ale with a red label. And I think there's a reason for that. I think when you think of Kilkenny, where this beer has been brewed, you think of Kilkenny Irish Red Ale. It was a very famous beer back in the 90s, early 2000s. Come off the back of Caffrey's and then Kilkenny, which was the same company, were massive back in the 90s. Black bottle cap on this one. I think it's very clever branding. It's 5% ABV. I've just been on their website because I just reviewed their Golden Ale. Their Golden Ale was tremendous. Really, really good example of a Golden Ale. But I keep making this same connection that maybe Kilkenny Irish Red Ale and Sullivan's are the same company. Now, I've just been on their website, I've just read through the whole thing. They talk about how great the beer brewery was in the 1700s. They were the biggest brewery around in the area. They then had a fire. The owners of the brewery were at a funeral and they were watching in the distance as the brewery was burning, but it was disrespectful to leave the funeral. I'd have been out that door, I would have been out that funeral like a shot if but things change, and then they lost the whole lot betting it on a horse, something to do with a lovely young lady who the owner of Sullivan's Brewery was trying to woo. So I've been on their website, I've had a little look, I've had a good look at it. No, for me, looking at this beer then, there was never a doubt. It was always going to be an Irish Red Ale. Look at the colour on that. Even though it's not written on the label, the very fact that it's got a red label, and I think that's very clever branding, very clever marketing, because it's almost putting the word red on your lips, ready to speak it. But there's no word of red here at all. It's called Maltings Irish Ale. It's just the fact that the bottle's red. They're giving you that kind of thought in your mind that maybe it's a red ale. Anyway, one finger. Light. It's not a white head. I'd say it's a very light creamy coloured head. It's very deep and dark in terms of Irish red ales. Wow. Look at that. It's deep, it's dark, it's mysterious. It's looking great. Slow moving carbonation in the glass here. Let's get the aroma. It almost looks like a dark mild or a stout, doesn't it? Oh, but it's definitely a red ale. It's got that lovely little bit of plum, little bit of fig, little bit of prune, that kind of dark fruit aroma. Really malty and biscuity flavours coming through. Oh, lovely. Jammy, tart-like. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Biscuity, bready, nutty. Miss your mouth. It's got a nice level of carbonation that pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. The caramel malts are fantastic. Biscuity, bready, nutty. Just lovely. Just really lovely. It's hoppy on the back end, but it's not overly hoppy. Got a sort of a sherbet lemon, marmalade, spicy peppery finish. The biggest thing that's impressive about this beer is, I know we shouldn't drink with our eyes, but the beer is so dark that I'm almost like, in my mind, it's almost like a dark mild or even stout-like. But there's nothing of stout here. There's no roasted malts at all in the beer. There's no like chocolate, coffee, caramel flavours coming from the roasted malts and the hops. It's definitely an Irish red ale, but a really deep coloured Irish red ale at that. This brewery's beers have been designed to session. You can buy a decent pale ale from them. You can buy a really decent golden ale. Now the red ale. They got a stout, which I'm about to get into, a black marble stout. This is definitely buy 4 bottles from their website. The pale ale, the golden ale, the stout and the red ale, and just sit in the garden and just enjoy. I got a little beer fridge down just to the right of me, and then I've got a chair, like a sun lounger chair, less than 2 meters away from my fridge. So I love a Sunday here. I love a Saturday sometimes drinking here. I got a music festival to go to on the weekend up in the park, which is just about a minute's walk away. So I could pack a couple of these beers in a rucksack, cold, drink a couple, pop down the steps, there's a staircase from the park, pop down the steps, grab a couple more beers. What I'm essentially saying here is this is perfect kind of music festival afternoon drinking beer. It's not massive in the ABV, it's definitely session strength, it's good, tasty, wholesome brew. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I like it. What do the breweries say about this red ale then? Maltings Red Ale. Enjoy the bottled version of our Maltings Irish Ale, our classic ruby ale with deep malt combining rich biscuit, gentle caramel notes. There we go. I think that says Jan Hamilton, the brewmaster. John, maybe? John Hamilton. Anyway, rating for this beer, 5% ABV, 500ml bottle. I like it. I really like it. It looks good. Smells good. Tastes good. That's a nice Sunday afternoon sipper, that is. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows. I'm going to say 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. A really tasty, balanced brew. It's not massively hoppy. It's not massively malty. But at the same time, it's really well balanced and it's just good. You could drink a lot of it. And that's what you want sometimes. Sometimes with these New England IPAs or some of these other fancy styles, you can only drink 1 or 2. I couldn't drink more than 2 New England IPAs. I think I want to try something else. But give me 4 bottles of this red ale. Job done. Job done. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.